Hello lovelies, and welcome to another video. My name is Orla. I'm an astrologer, yogi, and on this channel I post all things astrology, spirituality, yoga, nervous system regulation. So if you're into that kind of thing, hit that subscribe button and let's stay in touch. Today we're going to talk about eclipse season. Imagine you're stood face to face with a tunnel, a portal that can lead you to your greatest self, your higher self, your best self. All you need to do is step through and make the decision that you want to be this person. What would you do? That's what this eclipse season is all about. It's going to show us our dark sides. It's going to bring sudden shifts into our lives. It's going to show you rejection. It's going to show you redirection. It's going to show you what is in store for you. It's going to show you what is not in store for you. Your path may be really truly illuminated during these 2 weeks, and it's a beautiful thing, and there's a lot of fear mongering around eclipse season on the internet, and I think people make it seem out to be this scary time, but really truly it's just a time for you to step into your big boy shoes and just take accountability for your life, and also just to sit back and allow change to happen. Like, how well do you adapt to changes? How flexible are you during this time? This is really going to test and challenge your patience and your flexibility when it comes to the changes and the shifts that you will encounter in life. So this is kind of like a little exam of like, okay, well, in other times during your life, when you experience change, how do you react? And during these two weeks, from the 7th until the 21st of September, eclipse season, you'll just be faced with a little bit extra of that to really show your strengths, also to show your weaknesses. So eclipse season is a time that happens twice a year astronomically. It's where the moon starts to move exactly over the ecliptic of the sun. So it's a time of Earth, Sun, Moon alignment. And basically these are just supercharged moons. Basically there's a solar and a lunar eclipse, usually just one of each. During a lunar eclipse, this always happens during the full moon. The Earth is in between the moon and the sun, which means that the Earth is blocking the sun's light from reaching the moon, which means there will be a lunar eclipse, there will be a shadow on the moon. But sometimes some colors do come through, and usually the colors that have a longer wavelength, which are usually like red and orange. So that's why the moon can appear a bit more red or orange during a lunar eclipse. So that's really cool. Also aesthetically it's just beautiful. And then during a solar eclipse, this always happens during new moon, when the moon is in between the Earth and the sun, and this means that the sun casts its light, but the moon is like in the way of the light reaching Earth. So sometimes a shadow can be formed on Earth because of the moon being in the way. And this also means that sometimes the moon is like exactly in the way of us seeing the sun, which means it's a solar eclipse, and sometimes the sun can be partially or fully blocked by the moon. So if you think about it, this is a crazy thing to happen, like, right, twice a year. So traditionally, historically, people saw this event, like this phenomena happen. They were like, whoa. Obviously, like when they saw planets before in the sky, they're like, right now we have rational explanations for them, like we know our solar system and all of this, but back in the day when they didn't have the technology, they just admired these big massive celestial objects in the sky and were like, damn, what's going on? And this eclipse season was really associated with like significant shifts and divine intervention. So it's really like an encouragement to move in the right direction, to align with your highest self, just to trust the direction. And that's what really this time is about. It's about trusting the direction, about trusting the path. If you're planning anything, now's the time to just be like, okay, I'm gonna let go for a bit and see how do things unfold naturally without my inputs. And yeah, manifesting is not really recommended during this time, because it's like, okay, it's time to release control, to release expectations, to release all of these outcomes that you might have in your head, and just to see, okay, well, what does the universe have in store for me? So eclipse season starts on 7th of September, which is probably tomorrow when I put this video online. And it's a Pisces full moon lunar eclipse in 15 degrees Pisces. And so Pisces is a water sign represented by the two fish swimming in opposite directions. It's all about duality. It's about going with the flow. And this moon really is all about ease and going with your intuition and tapping into your inner guidance and listening to what your subconscious has to tell you. There can be really important messages coming through right now, and it's going to be really important to listen to them, to notice the signs that the universe is giving you. Also pay attention to the signs, because like this full moon lunar eclipse is basically like a supercharged full moon on steroids. So if you normally feel like a full moon affects you, I think you're really going to notice that this full moon lunar eclipse is really going to affect you. Perhaps it's going to affect your sleep or affect the way that you make decisions, that kind of thing. The North Node in Pisces is aspecting this lunation, so I think definitely there will be some messages coming through, and your higher self just wants to pull you towards your heightened intuitions, and so it's going to be really important to pay attention to the signs from the universe and to note down any sudden insights that you might have, any sudden messages that you feel are coming through. Really pay attention to that. The dynamic between Virgo and Pisces is illuminated during this lunation. So the dynamic between detail versus the bigger picture, the details between organization versus chaos, the dynamic between mental and physical health versus spiritual health. So really pay attention to this dynamic. Where is the balance for you currently? Then we have a Virgo new moon solar eclipse happening in 29 degrees Virgo on the 21st of September. So earlier last month we had a Virgo new moon as well, and this was in 0 degrees Virgo. This year we're having 2 Virgo new moons, one in like the 0 degree of Virgo and one in the last degree, the 29 degree of Virgo there. So there's definitely this two-part process happening over this August-September period. So definitely it's going to be a very great thing to like journal and note how you're feeling, what changes you're noticing, what insights you're having, what messages your brain, your mind, your soul is giving you. Meditate and sit still, just be still with yourself, go into nature and just really tap into your intuition, ground yourself, take your shoes off and touch grass and hug a tree and just really be like, okay, how can I slow down and what can I invite in to my life? Like, what do I really need in my life? Not necessarily manifesting, but just really noticing, okay, what do I need and how can I do more of that in my life? And how to know how these lunations, how these eclipses are affecting you is by going to your own personal birth chart. You might find horoscopes online being like, okay, if you're a Leo, this is how the eclipse is going to affect you. And there might be some accuracy to these horoscopes as well, but I think the most accurate thing that you can do, go into your own birth chart and find 15 degrees Pisces in your chart. So for the Pisces full moon lunar eclipse, go and find 15 degrees Pisces in your chart. That's where the moon will be exactly during the eclipse, and just see in which house it falls for you. And the house will determine what area of your life will be most affected during this eclipse. And then for the Virgo new moon solar eclipse, have a look, where is 29 degrees Virgo in your chart, and again check in which house does it fall, and that's how you know in which area of your life will be most affected during this eclipse. And it's going to be possible that there are going to be opposing houses like house 1 and 7 or house 3 and 9, or they could be also it could be a bit more random depending on what system you use for calculating your birth chart. So it could be interesting to see, is there a polar opposite between the houses that are being affected or not? And also here is a little explanation of what all the houses mean. House 1 to 6 are the internal houses, so these affect the self, and houses 7 to 12, they are like the external houses. They're like how you relate to others. So house 1 will be identity of the self, house 2 will be pleasure, joy, house 3 is theoretical wisdom, house 4 is growth through nurture, house 5 is belonging within, house 6 is well-being through science. And then the following external houses, house 7 is your identity within relationships. House 8 are your lessons learned from pain. House 9 is wisdom through practice. House 10 is growth through challenge. House 11, belonging within community. And house 12, your well-being through spirituality. So definitely take a look and see how do these themes relate to your current life and during eclipse season. So I do definitely think that this eclipse season will affect mostly Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius and Gemini sun, moon, risings, but with every eclipse season I think everyone is kind of affected in their own individual and personal ways. So just see for yourself, make notes, journal, meditate, sit still, go into nature, take off your shoes and see what does this eclipse season bring up for you. And a few final eclipse season reminders. The only constant is change. Change is the only thing you can really count on to happen. The saying, the only constant is change, was popularized by the ancient Greek philosopher Heraclitus. And it just means that nothing in life remains static. Nothing in life remains the same. Everything is constantly changing. So go with that change. Channel that inner Piscean energy of the two fishes flowing in opposite directions, and find that change. Because change is simply a fundamental aspect of this reality that we live in. And you can only really control your emotions by letting them come as they are. So pay attention to the emotions that come up for you during this time. Whatever emotions come up, just let them be. Don't try to rationalize your way through them. And definitely, if you feel an emotion coming up, just take a moment to take a deep breath. Exhale. And take a moment to notice, can you feel this emotion somewhere in your body, and try to turn it into a somatic practice to notice what does this emotion mean physically to you as well. And finally, manifesting rituals, placing your crystals under the moonlight, all of these things are not really recommended simply because the energy is very intense and chaotic during this time. So just take a moment as a thing of spiritual hygiene. Just take a moment to be like, okay, right now I'm just going to let go of these practices. I'm not going to expect these practices to constantly be a tool. They are great tools, but we don't always need to be relying on those things. Sometimes we just need to rely on the inevitability of life and just allowing life to unfold the way it's supposed to. So this can be a really good challenge to just let go of tools that you have. And obviously it's still a great idea to journal, meditate, and sit still, pray, walk in nature, do all of those good things, movement, but just let go of control, of expectations. And yeah, I think that's the most important thing. Have a beautiful eclipse season. Let me know in which houses these eclipses will be for you. That'll be really interesting, and maybe I can give you a little bit extra information in a comment. And I'll see you in the next video. Mwah. Take it easy. Take care.